And
Non,
what
c'est
does
un
this mean
honneur.
for you?
Tout le monde sait
It's
l'admiration
an
que j'ai
honor.
toujours eue
Everyone
pour
knows
Cristiano,
just
pour
how
le
much I
joueur.
admire Cristiano
Avec le temps,
Ronaldo for him as a
j'ai eu la
player.
chance de le
Over
connaître, de parler avec
time,
lui
I've been
de
very
nombreuses
lucky
fois.
to brush
On est
shoulders
toujours
with
en
him, to
contact.
get to know
Il
him,
essaye
to have a
toujours
chat
de
with him,
me
and
donner
actually
des
we're still in
conseils, de
contact.
suivre un
He's
peu mon
always helping
actualité, ça
me,
fait plaisir.
giving me,
Jouer contre
he
lui,
keeps up with what's
c'est un
going on in my
honneur
life,
pour tout
and
ce qu'il a
he
fait dans le
gives me
football.
tips, and it's an
Peu
honor for me,
importe ce qui s'est
especially
passé
when we
avant,
think
ce
about
qui
what
va se
he's done
passer
for the
après.
footballing world,
Il
regardless of
restera une
what's
légende du
happened
jeu,
before or what
mais bien
happens
sûr
after. He will
qu'on
be a
espère gagner
footballing
demain et
legend,
aller en
and
demi-finale.
we hope that we're going to win tomorrow and get to the semi-finals. Good
de
evening,
Radio France.
Kylian, Xavier
On
from
approche
Radio
du deuxième tour
France.
des
We
législatives.
are
Est-ce
coming
vous avez un
to
message
the
à faire
second
passer?
round
Est-ce
of
que
the
vous avez des nouvelles
legislative
à
elections in
communiquer
France. Do you have a
politique
message? Do you have a press release that you, because you've been
Merci.
speaking about the press release for a little
Moi,
bit.
je pense
So is this
que plus que
coming
jamais,
to
il faut
light?
aller voter. Là, il y a vraiment
I think
urgence.
that now more than ever you need to get to the urns. It
On
is
peut pas laisser
an urgent
notre pays
situation. We cannot
entre les
let our
mains
country fall
de
into
ces
the
gens-là.
hands
C'est
of these
vraiment
people.
urgent. Je
It
pense
is
qu'on a vu les résultats,
pressing.
c'est
I think we
catastrophique.
saw the results. It's
Et on espère vraiment
catastrophic.
que ça va
And we
ça va
really
changer,
hope
que tout le monde va
that
se mobiliser
this is going to change, that everyone's
pour
going to
voter
rally
et voter
together
pour
to
le bon
go
côté.
and vote for the right party.
Ici,
Thank you.
pour l'équipe.
Kylian over
Parmi toutes les
here,
possibilités
Logique
qui
for
existent pour
l'équipe,
remplacer
amongst
Rabiot,
all of the
celle de
different
voir Camavinga
possibilities to
existe
replace
demain.
Rabiot, Camavinga
Quelle
is one
différence il y a
of
pourtant
them
entre les
for
deux joueurs? Est-ce que
tomorrow.
tu peux expliquer
What
la
is the
différence technique
difference
entre
that you
ces deux
can see
joueurs?
between Rabiot and Camavinga from a technical aspect and their strengths?
Bah, c'est deux joueurs complètement différents.
They're two completely
Après, je
different
pense
player
que c'est plus une
profiles.
question pour le coach.
I think that
Je sais
it's
pas
probably a
si c'est
question that
Kama
you
qui
should be
va jouer
asking the
demain
coach
ou
rather
si
than
c'est
me.
un
I don't know
autre.
if it's Camavinga who will be
Mais
playing
Kama,
or if it's someone
il
else.
joue au Real Madrid, il a montré qu'il pouvait être
Camavinga
important dans
plays
les
at
grands
Real
matchs.
Madrid. He's
Donc si c'est lui qui
shown
joue,
that
il a
he
la
can be
confiance de toute
decisive
l'équipe, de tout le
in
groupe.
those
Et si
headline
c'est un autre,
games.
il aura aussi la
And
confiance du
if it's
groupe.
him, it'll be great. And if it's someone
On est un groupe
else,
de
then
25
we'll
joueurs de
have
qualité. Donc
blind
peu
faith. There are
importe les joueurs qui vont jouer,
25 players
on est
in
sûr
our
qu'ils vont
squads,
tout
regardless
donner
of
et
who's
qu'ils seront au
starting.
niveau.
We know that everyone's giving it their all and that everyone
Kylian,
is up to the
Stéphane
level they need to be.
Parisien.
Good evening,
Je vais revenir
Stefan
sur
from Le
Cristiano. Tu as
Parisien.
toujours dit que
Let's
c'était
come
quelqu'un
back
que
to
tu
Cristiano
admirais
Ronaldo. You
énormément.
always said that it was someone
Qu'est-ce
that you
que tu lui
admire.
envies le plus
What
si tu dois lui
what do
envier
you
quelque chose
envy
aujourd'hui?
the most? If there was something that you could
Non, je
envy,
pense qu'il faut savoir
what would it be?
apprécier
No, I
ce
think that
qu'il
it's
a
about
été, ce qu'il est.
appreciation rather than
J'ai jamais été
envy. What
quelqu'un
he
d'envieux,
was, what
donc
he is.
je veux
I
juste
don't really
admirer
envy.
la
I'm not.
grandeur du
I'm
joueur.
just admiring. I
Un
like to
joueur unique,
admire
il n'y en aura
the
pas deux
great player
comme
that
ça.
he is, the one of a kind. There
Il
will
a
never be
marqué
another
l'histoire
Cristiano
du
Ronaldo.
football de son empreinte,
He
il a
has
inspiré des
shaped
générations,
football.
il a
He
marqué
inspires
un
and
bon
has
nombre de
inspired
générations, un bon nombre de buts, un bon
generations.
nombre de
He
titres. Donc
has scored goals.
son
He's
CV
got
parle pour lui. Il a su se
cups.
réinventer. Donc
His
respect à
CV
lui.
speaks for itself.
Mais comme j'ai
So
dit, j'espère
total respect for him. But as I
demain
said, I hope that
il sera pas
tomorrow
aussi content
he will
parce que
be
j'espère qu'on ira en
not as
demi-finale.
happy, because I hope that it will be
Bonjour,
us
Kylian
going to the
Mbappé, c'est la carrière
semi-finals.
Cristiano Ronaldo,
From BFM
39
TV
ans,
over
son
here,
dernier
Cristiano
Euro, tu as
Ronaldo,
25 ans, tu as
39
une
years
nouvelle
old. It's
aventure
his
au Real
last
Madrid.
Euros.
On
You're
parle de ça comme un
25 years
passage de
old and you're
témoin
going for a
entre
beautiful
lui
adventure
et toi,
at
qui
Real
fait
Madrid.
trace de
So
ton
do you
idole.
think that you're
Non, aucune trace.
passing the baton between
Comme
him
j'ai
and
dit,
you? No,
il
no,
est,
no. I think
il est
that
unique. Il y
he
en a
is
qu'un, il y
one
en
of a
aura qu'un.
kind.
Moi,
There
je
is
veux
only
juste
one
suivre mon
Cristiano
passage. J'ai
Ronaldo.
eu la
There will
chance
only ever be one. I
l'opportunité
am
de
following my
commencer à
own
vivre mon rêve de
path.
jouer au Real Madrid.
I
J'espère que
am
je pourrai me
now,
voir
my
une
dream
histoire
of
là-bas,
playing
mais je
at
vais
Real
surtout
Madrid is
pas là-bas
becoming a
pour
reality. I hope that I
écrire
will be
la
able
suite
to
de
also
l'histoire de
mark
Cristiano.
football,
Cristiano, ce
but
qu'il a
I'm
fait à
not
Madrid, c'est
going to
unique
write the next
j'espère
chapter
aussi
of
faire quelque chose
Cristiano's
d'unique à Madrid.
story.
Ce sera
I hope
complètement
that I
différent,
will
mais
be able to be one of
je
a
peux que
kind at
avoir
Real
des
Madrid.
éloges
It will
pour
be
un joueur
completely
de
different,
cette trempe.
but I can only sing his
Bonjour, Kylian.
praises.
Philippe Sanfranche pour RTL.
Hi,
Tu nous as expliqué
Kylian,
avant le dernier match
RTL,
avec
you
un peu de
said
légèreté
prior
et
to
de
the
fantaisie
last
que le
game with
masque,
a
c'était
little
pas
bit
la
of
meilleure des choses pour être
lightheartedness that the
performant.
mask wasn't
Est-ce
best
que toutefois
for
tu
being high
parviens
performing.
à t'y faire
However, do
et à progresser?
you
Est-ce que
are
tu
you
sens que c'est
able
un
to
poids
get
qu'il va falloir
used to
traîner jusqu'à la
it?
fin
Do
de la
you feel that
compétition?
it's something
Ou est-ce
that
que
is
tu
going
espères
to
le
hamper you
dompter un
down
petit peu
until the
mieux?
end of the competition, or do you think that
Non,
you're
je pense que
getting used to it?
j'ai donné mon
No,
avis
I
sur ce
think
que le masque
that I gave
représentait
my
pour moi, mais
opinion
maintenant il
on
faut
what
dire
the
la
mask
vérité aussi,
represented
c'est
for
que
me. But
c'est une
let's
chance. Sans
truth
ce
be
masque, je
told,
jouerais pas, je serais pas
I'm
ici.
lucky
Donc
because without the mask, I
je
wouldn't be
devrais lui
here, I
dire
wouldn't be
merci au
playing.
masque.
So I should be thanking the mask. But you guys asked me to give a specific opinion how I felt when I was playing with the mask. I told you how I felt, but it's not going to change tomorrow or right up until the end of the competition. The only thing that I can say is thank you to the mask, because without the mask I won't be playing. It's as simple as that. I'm lucky to be playing tomorrow. I'm going to give it my all so that we can get to the semi-final and be as high performing as possible. Over here from JDD, Euro is very tight. It's a very tight-knit race. We know that Portugal have been problematic in the past. And how do you think that you're going to be able to get that edge over Portugal tomorrow? Maybe up front, you can be a bit more cutting edge in front of the goal. And is that what you've been training on the past few days? The Euro is always a tight race. It's always a very difficult competition for us to play. You see, you've only got huge teams competing. And the devil will be in the detail. And as with every game, the devil is always in the detail. You need to have a hand over everything. You need to be doing the right things in both boxes, be it up front or down the back. And we have also, they've worked as well. So we've got two teams that are coming up head to head, two teams that are hoping to get to the semi-final, but we hope that that ticket will be ours. During the training session, there were improvements. Be we talking about our finish or intensity? Everyone was happy to get back onto the pitch, and we worked as best we could with the time that we had. But we're ready and raring to go for tomorrow, and I hope that it will be the game that we need to play to win. Le Figaro here on your left. Could you maybe, do you think that you're going to be the champions of Europe? Do you think that you're strong enough, despite the fact that you're not really efficient, or do you need to pull something else out to go that further mile? No, I don't have a crystal ball. We want to be European champions, but the first step would be to get to the semi-finals. Up until now, we've been able to tick all the boxes. Here's a new stage. It's a huge stage. We're coming up against Portugal, the giants that are Portugal. If we are able to get to the semi-final, then we will be taking that bull by the horns. But for the moment, we're just thinking about Portugal, what happened before, what happened after. To be honest, that's not very important. What's important for us is this game. How can we be high-performing and to give us the best chances of winning? Over here from the Sud-Ouest, lots of people are asking why you are not playing into depth, you're not attacking into depth when you get the ball. Could you maybe talk us through this? Forward needs to adapt to all of the different situations, adapt to teammates, adapt to the different player profiles that are on a pitch. I think that lots of people are referring to the playing style that we had when I first started with the French national team, but we had different players. We had Pogba, for example, in midfield, and with him, I know that I need to get my head down, I need to run, I call for the ball, and the ball's at my feet. But it's a different kettle of fish. The idea is about analyzing the type of players that you're playing with and to put them in the best position as possible. With the players that I have, maybe we can't play into depth because it's not their type of playing style to play into depth. But if there are spaces, I love eating up those spaces. If there are spaces tomorrow, you can be sure that I will be using them and trying to score goals. Hi, Kylian, over here on your left, all the way onto your left. I'm happy that you went all the way to my right. Now that you mention it, good segue to my question. So with what has just been said, sometimes do you think that you have found all of your legs? No, I don't think. I think that I need to prep a lot more than I used to. But I think that I recognize a lot of people. I was never the player who was going to make excuses, so I'm not finding an excuse. But I think that to be explosive, to be fast, I need to have physical preparation, which is what I will have next with my club next season. But for the moment, it's a quarter-final that I'm preparing for, but I'm willing to give 110% so that we can get to the semi-final. And I think that we have the opportunity to be European champions, and we want to.
Kylian Mbappé, Walter Madureira, jornalista de Portugal da Rádio Antena 1.
Não falo português.
Já falo bocadinho.
Speak Portuguese.
No, I don't speak Portuguese. Well, you do a little. I'd like to ask, who are you most afraid of in Portugal? Cristiano Ronaldo or Diogo Costa, the goalkeeper?
Quand vous jouez une équipe comme le Portugal,
when you're playing up
c'est
against
très
a team
dangereux de
like
désigner un seul
Portugal,
joueur
it's very
parce qu'ils
dangerous
ont
to
des grands
just say
joueurs à
that
tous les
one
postes.
player
La
is dangerous
facilité
because they've
dirait
got great
Cristiano,
players
parce que
everywhere.
Cristiano, c'est une légende du jeu, mais
The easy
ce
answer
serait
is Cristiano
négliger tous les
Ronaldo,
joueurs.
because, but I think that it would be
Les derniers matchs,
overlooking
il
all
joue
of the
avec qui
other
devant? Il joue
players to
avec
do
Leao.
so. Who they're playing,
Ce
they've got
gars, c'est un
Leao.
danger aussi. Il joue
He
avec Bruno,
is
c'est un danger aussi.
dangerous. He's
Bernardo,
playing
c'est un
with
danger
Bruno.
aussi.
Bruno's
J'ai des coéquipiers du
dangerous.
PSG,
Fernando,
c'est des
we've
dangers
got
aussi. Donc,
teammates.
tous les
I've got
joueurs
teammates
sont
from
à
PSG
surveiller.
who are playing in this
Et je
team.
pense
So
qu'il faudra
we
pas
need to
faire une
keep our eye
fixette
on
sur un joueur
everyone,
parce
and I don't
que
think
faire
it's
une fixette
about
sur un joueur,
focusing
c'est
on
négliger les
one
autres.
player,
Et
because
quand
if
vous
you do
négligez les
that,
grands
then you're
joueurs, en
overlooking the
général, vous
rest of
payez
them. And if
cash.
you're
Donc,
overlooking
on va
great
pas faire
players,
cette erreur.
it's a
Olá, Kylian.
heavy price to
Aqui
pay.
de Portugal também, Francisco Sebe para o jogo. Já falou de vários jogadores da seleção portuguesa, mas
You already spoke of several players in the Portuguese team, but I'd like to ask about Pep, a legend in Real Madrid.
O Kylian olha para o Pep com
He's 41
respeito extra por aquilo
years
que
old,
representou para o Real
playing
e
at
para-
Euros.
por aquilo que
Do
já fez no
you
europeu.
respect him a little more because of what he's already done so far in the Euros? Or do you think it's going to be easy to get beyond him?
C'est jamais facile de jouer des grands joueurs. Je pense
It's
qu'il faut
never
mettre
ever
beaucoup de
easy to
respect
take
sur,
players on. I
sur ce qu'il
think
a
that
fait
we
tout au
need
long de
to
sa
respect
carrière.
him,
Comme vous
respect
l'avez
what
dit,
he's
ça a été
done
une
over the
légende du Real
course of
Madrid,
his
ça a été une
career. You
légende
said
aussi
that
de
he is a
Porto,
legend
ça a
of
été
Real
une
Madrid,
légende de
of
la
also
sélection
Porto,
portugaise. Être
the
ici, jouer
Portuguese
un quart de
national
finale en
team,
tant que
being
titulaire
here and
à
playing in a
41 ans,
semi-final, in a
c'est pas
quarterfinal rather,
anodin. Il y
at
en a pas
41
beaucoup.
years
J'en ai pas
old.
en tête
It's
là,
there
des
are
joueurs
not
qui ont
that
été en
many.
quart
I
de
can't even
finale.
name another
Donc s'il est là,
41
c'est
year old
qu'il
who's
est
played a
unique en son genre.
quarterfinal. So if
Et
he's
c'est
here,
un
it's
honneur
because
pour
he's
moi
one
de
of
jouer
a
contre ce
kind,
type de
and it
joueur.
is an honor
Quand vous
for me
commencez
to come up
à jouer,
against
vous
this
voulez toujours
type
jouer
of
contre des
player.
grands joueurs.
When you
C'est
start
un
playing,
état,
you
donc ce
always
sera un
want to
plaisir pour moi de
play
jouer contre lui
great
demain.
players, and for me, it will be a
Et
pleasure to come up
la seule chose
against
que
him
je peux lui
tomorrow.
dire, c'est respect
The
pour
only
tout ce
thing
qu'il
that
a
I can
accompli.
say is
C'est
I
sûr que demain
respect
sur le
everything
terrain,
that he's
on va
accomplished.
pas le
I know
respecter,
that tomorrow
mais
on the pitch,
on
we're
n'est pas
not
sur
going
le
to
terrain, là
respect
on est
him,
des hommes
but
et
we
et
here,
la
we're
seule
not
chose que
on
j'ai
the
pour lui,
pitch, we are
beaucoup
men,
de
and
respect
the only
parce
thing that I
qu'avoir
have
cette
for him is a lot
longévité,
of respect.
toujours
Why?
rester au
Because
top,
this long
c'est pas donné à
lasting, the
tout le
fact that he's
monde et
been
lui,
able to be at the
lui, il l'a
peak
fait, donc
of his game,
chapeau bas.
he's been able to
Et
maintain this
encore
level.
une
So
dernière
hats
question
off to him.
avec
And we'll
Xavier
just take
Girondin
one
de
last
Canal+.
question with Xavier from Canal+. Hi. How is Antoine Griezmann doing, and do you think that he's in
S'il est à l'aise côté
his
droit, il faut
element on
lui
the right?
demander.
Is he in his
Après,
element on the
Antoine,
right? Maybe you should
c'est
ask
vrai
him,
qu'il
not
a
me.
été un peu charcuté ces
I think
derniers
that
temps.
Antoine
Je
has
trouve que
been
c'est un peu
in the
difficile.
firing line recently.
Je
It's
trouve ça un
quite
peu injuste.
difficult. I think it's
Surtout que
unfair,
les critiques elles venaient majoritairement du
especially
pays.
because
C'est un
the
joueur qui a beaucoup donné pour la
criticism
sélection
is coming
et je
from
pense que
France. He's
c'est
a
important
player who's
d'avoir
given a
la
lot
reconnaissance.
to the national team, and I
Il est
think
dans
it's
un moment un peu
important
plus
to
dur.
recognize
Ça,
this.
c'est une
It's
vérité de le
maybe
dire
not as
et
easy
c'est
for
pas
him
c'est pas une honte
as
de le
it
dire,
has been in
mais
the past,
je
and
pense qu'il devrait avoir
he's
le
got
soutien de
nothing
tout
to
le
be
monde. Il a le
ashamed
soutien de
of.
tout le groupe.
But I
Ce serait
think
bien
that
qu'il
he
ait le
should be
soutien de vous,
supported.
les journalistes,
We
des
are
gens,
supporting him,
parce
and
qu'il
that
a
would
fait
be
beaucoup pour
great.
la
It would be
sélection
great
et
if
je pense que
journalists
c'est
would support
important
him as well, because of
d'avoir la
everything he's
reconnaissance
done
des
for the
joueurs
national team, and I think it's
qui ont porté
important
ce
to
maillot,
show
qui ont
that
fait les grands joueurs
recognition
de notre pays
to
et il en a fait partie.
the
C'est
great
dommage
players
qu'il
of
a un
our
petit coup de moins
country, and
bien
he's
et
one of
que
them.
on le
It's
jette dans la
maybe a
rue
tough
et qu'on
spell at the
l'égratigne. Je
moment,
trouve ça un peu
and
dommage.
I think it's a bit of a
Après,
shame that we're
je peux pas
kicking
être
him
à la
whilst
place des
he's
gens.
down.
Chacun est
But
libre de donner son opinion, mais
obviously, you guys
ça me
have
fait un peu
are
mal.
free to give
Ça me
your
fait un peu mal
opinion.
parce que c'est
But
quelqu'un qui
I don't like
a
it. It
toujours tout
doesn't
donné
sit
pour
well with
l'équipe de
me
France.
because he's always
C'est l'un
given
des meilleurs joueurs
everything
de
for the
l'ère
French
moderne de
national
l'équipe
team.
de
He's
France.
one of the
Et
best
être
players
rapide, c'est
on
ça aussi, c'est
of
soutenir ces
modern
grands joueurs quand
French
ils sont un peu dans la
football,
difficulté.
and
C'est quelqu'un qui a
that's
toujours
what
eu le bon état
being
d'esprit.
a
Donc,
country's all about. It's
faut essayer
about
de le
supporting
soutenir.
people
C'est
when they're
quelqu'un sur
down
qui
or
ça
when they're
compte
going
beaucoup.
through that
C'est
tricky
quelqu'un
period. He's someone that is
qui aime être
important to
soutenu,
the
qui aime être
national
aimé.
team.
Vous voyez sur son visage
He loves to be
quand il
loved.
est
He loves to
soutenu,
be
il donne le meilleur
supported.
de
You see
lui-même. Donc,
how his his
aidez-le
face
et
lights up
essayez
when we're supporting him. So
de
help
faire
him
tout pour qu'il nous aide parce
and
que c'est un joueur important pour nous.
help us as well, because he's important for us. Thank you very much, Kylian.